the second ANet so that we can do some of the math on there.
Right there is great.
Okay. I just emailed it. I think I have delayed send, so. While we're opening that up, just the goals of this time are to do the math, determine next steps, and then the whole reason why that we're doing this is obviously to help us internalize the item types, how the standards are being assessed, and that we can better understand the rigor of the test so that we can like better meet that in our instruction. Did my email pop up yet?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So we're gonna take, and actually when I did this myself, it did not take long. Can you put on a timer for 5 minutes? You can use the back, this is not the right assessment, but you can use this scrap paper, or whatever scrap paper you have, to do numbers 1, 3, 9, 12, 19, and 22. I think it's the very last one.
5 minutes.
5 minutes.
Ready? Go.
Ready, go. Oh wait, hold on, pause. And think about the key understanding students have to know, and then also what we might want to implement into core math, routines, or targeted math that we need to do. Okay, go. Like it, my pony?
Yes. This like really fits our kids. Like I feel like our kids are gonna be successful doing it.
Good. That means it matches what we're doing. What do you need?
Piece of paper.
Time check, my pony.
3 minutes and 30 seconds.
Great. Oh, sorry, I meant 24. Do 24 too. That's the last one.
And 22 or
No, you can just do 24.
22 similar to the other.
Yeah, all those other ones are.
Yeah, 24s.
Part C is
yeah.
random.
Why is that there?
Yeah.
That has nothing to do with that problem.
How much time?
40 seconds.
Great.
Oh, that's weird. Time's up.
You did it right away. Does anyone need more time? Okay, so as we were doing that math, we should have been thinking about what the key understandings are for each student. So what are like the knowledge, skills, and habits that they will need to be successful? I'm gonna group them together according to standards. So 1 and 9 are both on the same standard. So what are the key knowledge, skills, or habits that students need to be able to do to be successful on 1 and 9? Which is, sorry, let me just read out the standard. So the standard is MBTA 1, which is understand that the 3 digits of a 3-digit number represent amounts of hundreds, tens, and ones. Example, 706 equals 700 0 tens and 6 ones.
I feel like they need to have obviously a strong sense of place value, but also that you can write the values in a different order, but hundreds, tens, and ones always comes in that order.
And like reading carefully enough, like just understanding that like I really need to pay attention when I read a problem, like that habit.
Like number 9 says which number represents the same amount as 9, 10, 6 ones, and 500. So that's like really jumbled. And one of the options is 965, which would be like that. I feel like the kids are like, oh, this is the one. So they have to be able to actually read and understand that even though it's like tens is first, we know that in a number, tens, it doesn't come first.
Yep.
Yeah.
That'll be something we can keep in mind for like.
And
what we
even
An easy one to hit in routines or even morning messages.
Yeah.
And even like just like good like test taking skills, because they're gonna have to take MCAS eventually. Reading the problems well, because like number 12, I even got caught on this. I like saw 100, so I put C. I put 100, and I was like, wait, no, it's 100, which is like they're
I
definitely
put C
caught
at
on
first
that.
too, and then realized as soon as I like read the whole thing,
It's 100,
like, oh,
100,
it's
right.
B.
Yeah.
Which is like just good test taking.
I feel like also the like why is it not this?
Right.
Like according cross checking it with the problem. Okay, anything to add, Mile or Mock? Or she?
No.
Okay, let's move to number 3. Number 3's standard was MBTA 3, read and write numbers 2000 using base 10 numerals, number names, and expanded form. What do they have to be able to do?
They have to be able to read like the number in written form.
Yeah.
I know that a lot of my kids on the last ANet for that problem that was like, what's 59 two ways? And like a lot of them wrote 15-9.
Oh yeah.
Even though they knew that the number was 59, like being able to like associate the written form of a number with the actual number is tricky. Because I feel like we did
No, go for
I
it.
feel like we did like those lessons in the beginning about written form. I think there's like 2 of them, and I like have really slacked on the written form.
Well, because you think it's so you're like,
Right,
duh,
you're
come
like
on.
50,
Yeah.
right.
Also, that paper that Friedman gave out, we need to keep, because I had a lot of kids like during routines, like I like brought it up and they were like, can we go get our paper that said like 50?
Yeah.
Yeah, my
It's, like
kids use it
50.
constantly.
Like they should use
I almost feel like
using it.
it belongs
Can
in
we?
like a big anchor turn.
I mean, I don't know about on the test, but
Oh,
like
in general, yeah.
like so they remember.
Yeah, my kids use it constantly.
Yeah, like use references is
Yeah.
I feel like is a big skill for that.
Yeah.
Pretty straightforward, but just
Yeah.
be thinking about what we can do in plans or core math PSTs or other math components. We'll get to that in a second. Let's move on to number 12. This was MBTA 1A. 100 can be thought of as bundles of 10, tens called 100. So what do they have to know in order to, or what knowledge, skills, and habits do they have to be able to do in this problem?
How many bundles of what make up what? Like 10
Yeah.
tens make up.
How to regroup.
But again, like reading the problem carefully, because I could see because I was like 100. Yeah.
That's through all of them. Like reading carefully, asking yourself what is this problem asking me to do?
Yeah.
And like looking at all the answers.
Mhm.
Look at all. Like
Yeah.
those just that's another test taking habit more than like understanding. But last time they took ANet, I know I had a few kids who just didn't look at all the answers.
For sure.
Maybe we can use morning message for like
Yeah.
some
Multiple choice,
Yeah,
yeah.
just like going through those.
And
What
like
do you
our
think?
the morning work too, but not all the kids get there early enough to do that all the
You
time.
serious? Hi.
Is this a good visit?
I passed my step 11.
You
Yay!
did! Congratulations! I'm so proud of you. What's
And I'm
this?
the
You know
tiger
he's Tiger of the Week?
Tiger of the Week?
Yeah.
They have that?
Yeah.
Ooh! Ooh! 80%! Crushing it! Sorry.
No, it's fine.
Wait,
Congrats,
congrats,
Danny. We're proud of you.
Love you!
Hi, Danny.
Oh my god, he's doing so well.
I love him.
Okay, 19. This one was MBTA 1B. Numbers 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700,
Oh, I did
800,
this
900.
wrong.
Refer to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 or 900s. And 0 times and 0 ones.
Again, it's like careful reading because I literally just put 310 because I didn't read carefully, but it's 310.
So you're thinking of, what do you think is like the most rigorous part of like this question that they're having to read through?
Like that they have to put together 300s and then 10 tens. So they have to put 300 plus 100.
Well, and our kids don't think about regrouping when it's the words. They think about
Yeah.
regrouping when it's like a number or when
Yeah.
it's like in base 10. So I think like
I'm gonna throw a
Flexibility with
million of
that,
these at my
right.
kids, like just like literally with words.
Yeah.
I'm gonna literally be like 200 plus 10 ones. So
Yeah.
like 200 plus 10 tens. You know.
So is it like recognize that in any context numbers can be
Yeah.
Manipulated.
even when it's like
And they should always be drawing it out. Like,
Yeah.
They're
I think that was my mistake too. I
when
think
you
if I
find
drawn
the
it, yeah.
value, you have to draw it out. Yeah.
I think that's tricky for them. Like, in all contexts, like when you see 10 tens, that means that you have to regroup that into 100. When
Yeah.
you see 10 ones, that is a 10.
That is
Like, no matter if it's written like this, if it's on a problem-solving task, if you're doing an addition problem, like, that's always equal to this.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's tricky.
Well, and some kids are just better at that too. Like I have prior knowledge and I can build on that to do this. Some kids have that mindset, and like I feel like some of that's CGI, but some of it's also just who they are. And then some kids are like, I don't know how to do this, and I'm frustrated. You know.
Yeah.
All right, the big one, 24.
What the heck was that? Oh, sorry.
What are we? Sorry. Let me read out the
Oh.
standard. That is also MBTA 1. Understand that the 3 digits of a 3-digit number represent amounts of hundreds, tens, and ones, whatever, place value. Okay, so what will these students have to do to be successful on this problem?
I think probably a little more practice on making 10. I don't think that's a strategy we've used a ton, at least in my room.
Yeah, no, for sure. I
But
think,
even
like,
is that making? Oh yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
they make
It
10,
is
but
making
then
10, but they're not taking away from 44.
No, you're right. He doesn't.
I think that.
But it still is making 10 because
Yeah.
you're still going to 40.
I think that, like,
And returning to the original value
Yeah.
of the original problem.
doing a problem like this, like maybe on like a responsive PST day, and like having the teaching point be like the number sentence value didn't change because they added that one to make it a friendly number, but then they took that one away at the end because it wasn't
Part of the
like
number
part of.
Like, I
that
think we
number
should show this to the kids with like a different color. Like, that one should be a different color. And be like, oh, like, we added it in, but it's standing there alone. We need to get rid of it again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, for like
When you're showing it to
instruct,
kids,
Yeah.
yeah.
And I was telling, I think I was telling BT this recently that we like focus a lot on base 10 because to, like in order to make a 10, you have to be able to like think that adding groups of 10 is easy. Where like a lot of my students, like the struggle is at adding 10
Tens
to a
are not
number
friendly
is like
numbers.
not friendly
Yeah.
for them. Like they're still like 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 59, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, and you're like, oh my god. Like the whole point of making a 10 is like it's friendly, it's super quick, but for a lot of I know that like
Right.
there's a big struggle in here. So I think we skipped like the make 10 lessons because our kids weren't there yet. I think we have to really push like practicing skip counting by tens, like get them like you have to find a way to make it click that like it's so easy to add a 10.
Yeah.
Because this won't make sense to them because they'll be like, why are they doing all that extra work? Like adding that 40 isn't easy.
Well, and also like I feel like on this test, the way that Jamar's thinking is like it's not like you would write that out. That's his mental
Yeah.
process
Yeah.
of like I'm gonna add 1 and then
Yeah.
you know like it's not really efficient to be like step 1, 39 plus 1 equals
right.
40. But like it is efficient when you're mentally trying to solve 44 plus 39 to add the 1
Yeah.
and then take it away later. I think it's actually really helpful to show this on number lines. Like if you are like counting up
Literally,
and then
yeah.
like and then you go back 1.
Yeah. That's a good idea.
Okay, so
this is
yeah, this is
Do
really
you have a
tricky.
responsive PSD day coming up?
I'm not sure.
We need one.
I don't think this week at least. I feel like we can always like fit one in whenever we feel like
Okay.
we need one, and if like we push those like the lessons
Because I
back,
would love
it
to
don't
take a
make
day
the
on
world.
just that. I would love to.
Yeah.
I just feel like
yeah.
I feel like I want to do it where I think that it would make any sort of sense to them at all.
Yeah.
Like my kids at least like aren't at a place yet where they'll be like, oh, that's that they made 40.
It'll
'cause
feel
that's
really
easy. They'll
processy
be
if we just like
"What?"
throw it at them
Right.
and like try to DI it.
But we definitely will have to do one before.
Yeah, maybe scaling back a little bit and doing more like just making like how can we make 10? How can we make
Right.
10? How can
Yeah.
we make 10?
I think one thing that might be helpful is my kids are getting better at skip counting. Like when we do the like lines as part of our routines, and they have to fill in the like missing skip counting numbers. They're like
Yeah.
pretty good at that. But I don't know how they're connecting that to like, oh, when we hop down a number line, it's actually the same thing.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, like I feel
making
like
that
all of those
connection.
connections are like
We could do
lagging.
a PST on that,
Make what
Yeah.
PST on what?
like that skip
Doing
counting by
skip
10
counting.
Oh,
is
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
same as hopping by 10.
And
on
it's the
number
same
line.
thing as adding a 10 in base 10 box.
And especially in values where there's like a ones, right? Like 2 in the ones place or whatever.
Like we
it
could
is
like
in the
even
ones
like
place.
compare like skip counting on a number line with like drawing a base 10 block with doing it this way and being like, how are all these strategies similar?
And with
Oh
like
yeah,
skip
yeah, yeah.
counting,
I'm
Probably
figuring
out
out
loud, but
strategies,
yeah.
Well, the thing here too is that I know we said this, but like even my highest kids, like I know Emily, she loves making tens. She like friend tens are great for her, but she's still gonna be confused because she's used like what she would have done is she would have taken one from 44
Yes,
and
that-
just
yes.
done 40 plus 43
Right.
instead of doing all this.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
even to her, she's gonna be like, wait, why are we subtracting the one again? If you know,
Well,
because that's how
like
she
a
makes
kid
sense.
like that would actually be like, they did it wrong. This is how you really make 10.
Yeah.
I don't mean to cut us off, but I think we already started talking a little bit about action, so let's move into that. Now that we've like done the math, we like are internalizing the rigor of these questions and what the demands are of our students. I hope everyone feels good about what we've already been doing and all the things that we determined from our ANet action plan. What I already captured was in PSTs like something about like a responsive one about using friendly numbers and comparing strategies.
Yeah.
So we'll tell Friedman about that. The other thing I heard was like use just more use of standard written and like all the different forms in different ways, and we can do that. We can revise some PSTs, or we
Yeah.
can also just like in morning message,
I can put these
like
in
those
morning.
kinds of things. What else were people
Yeah, I'm putting
thinking
them in
about?
morning work, guys.
Oh, cool. And morning work, cool.
I'll put harder ones.
What else were people thinking of as we were going through, like the place value? Oh, the different orders.
Yeah.
Like what?
Yeah.
We should do that in morning work and morning message.
Mhm.
I'm gonna put morning message and morning work like kind of in the same group.
That's cool.
I don't know what do we call that? Jumbling up the
Yeah.
order of place value and
I think like making
What number that makes.
connections, like we can even talk in morning message, like okay, let's skip count by 10, let's show it on a number line, let's show it on a base 10, like what's the same, and like asking like them, like what is the same, like what do we all do in this?
Yeah.
We counted up 5 tens, like connecting all of
You know
our
what's up?
strategies. All of
My
them.
kids too is like we've been doing the hundreds chart puzzles a lot, but I like took one day to connect to the 100 chart, and that's helped a lot of my strugglers with like skip counting and stuff. Now I just need to connect to number line.
I think also like for the first one, like which of the following is equal to 409, like they should be drawing out C and putting 40 hundreds and 9 ones and seeing that like that's like ridiculous. Like we should teach them that like during test taking,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you draw every single option and
Yeah.
see which option is viable, because like if you did 40 hundreds, like obviously they don't like, they're like, what is this? Like
Yeah.
this is bananas. Like
Right.
they need to be able to like see viable options and understand like
Which
what
goes
that
on with like what Bernie
Yeah.
said about like reading every single problem.
so where does that live?
And reasoning, just like critical. That's like
we
almost
can do
critical
that in
thinking.
morning
It doesn't
meetings. We can
make
do that like whenever.
Yeah, we can do that morning motivation for
Yeah.
like the
Oh,
next
yeah.
3 weeks, like
Okay.
test taking skills.
Literally.
I'm wondering if like on Monday I could give us like a like challenge problem of the week or something, and like at your morning meeting, like you guys work to like figure it out, and then like your class, one of the classes, like a week gets to explain like how they figured out how like to solve it. Like
That's really
we
cute.
figured out all of our things, like ooh, like UConn won the challenge of the week this week or something. Like make it like a competition.
And that would be a morning motivation too.
Yeah. Like give you the problem on Monday, you guys work it out, and then on Friday you like present like how you solved it or something.
Okay, so
They need to like, I don't know, think it's cool to take their time.
yeah. Lots of shout outs for ANet.
Yeah.
Like community leader forums.
Yeah.
Like.
Have you guys noticed any of your work being neater since morning motivation that time?
I called it out with my kids one day. I was like, have you noticed, like, when I really got you to take your time, like, all of you were so much happier about, like, your work, and you were able to tell me what you're doing.
They have been neither.
Yeah, I feel like I've noticed mine being neater too.
Milo, you were saying about one of them, like, literally, like, looking through the options and being like, oh, this is actually 35 versus, like, this one actually says 300. Like, if you really, like, looked through it and actually solved each of them,
Yeah, they should solve
then you would
each
know.
option.
Yeah. Cool. Okay, so I have, in PSTs, the using friendly numbers and comparing strategies. Somehow we're going to have to, I don't know, maybe me and Friedman can talk
Who's this?
Library.
offline about making PSTs that, I mean, honestly, just that Jamar one, like, I don't think we've done anything like that with our kids.
And,
the
like,
number line, great, like, fine. Explaining why a strategy works, sure, like, we can do that. Just the Jamar, that.
But we'll work on it.
And then anything in routines, we didn't say anything about routines, but are we just, like, gonna keep going with, like, bundle, although that's,
I
like,
feel like
User
there's already
friendly numbers
in there.
goes in math routines.
Yeah, we're
like
doing that. Yeah,
100%.
great.
Yeah.
Morning
Like,
message
number
and morning
strings.
work will be that standard written expanded form, jumbling up the order of the place value, like being like 10 or like 5 10s, 3 1s, and 2 100s. Like, what number is this? And then connecting strategies. And then Manconi for morning motivation, test taking skills during morning motivation. I feel like the big thing that we're doing is like going through and then asking ourselves, like, is this reasonable? Is this the one that like match? Is this like answering our job? We already do a really good job of like setting them off with like, okay, what are you answering? And then our labels have been really strong too. So I think that will help too. Anything to add? Oh yeah. Anything to add?
I wasn't expecting his face to be right
No,
there.
I think we covered it all different parts.
General feel about this, about the ANet.
Doable.
I think a lot of it they're very prepared for.
Yeah, even the time one, I've been drilling time so hard. I know you guys have been drilling time hard, right?
Yeah, I'm a little bit nervous about like the time and the money stuff.
I'm not, because it's a low, you know,
And it's only one question about time.
Yeah, I think you're fine. If you,
Yeah.
I mean, it's, it
I
is
think
what
you're
it is.
prioritizing the major stuff, and obviously time's important. We want our kids to know it, but kind of like one thing at a time.
It's not in our unit yet.
What?
We haven't taught it yet.
Yeah, that's
Like,
what that's
yeah,
what.
No, yeah, no, totally.
Yeah.
No, you're right. Yeah, you're right.
But throughout the day too, like I'll make kids like turn around and look at the clock, which I know is like not always good for every class, but like I love doing it. And now the kids, what time's it? They like know the time.
Okay, cool. Okay, so let's switch gears because we need to make a plan for our unit launch. I'm gonna turn this off.